I never thought I'd become one of those people who obsessively checks their doorbell camera at 3 a.m., but that changed the night I saw it for the first time. I live alone in a quiet suburban neighborhood, the kind where nothing really happens and everyone knows each other just enough to wave but not enough to talk. A few months ago, I installed a smart doorbell camera after a package got stolen. At first, I barely used it, just the occasional notification when a delivery showed up or when a neighbor's cat wandered onto my porch. But one night, around 2:47 a.m., my phone buzzed with a motion alert. I remember being half asleep, annoyed more than anything, thinking it was probably just a bug or maybe a raccoon. I opened the app, expecting nothing, but what I saw made me sit upright instantly. There was someone standing at the edge of my porch, just barely within view of the camera. They weren't moving. Not even slightly. At first, I thought the video had frozen, but then I noticed the timestamp ticking forward in real time. The person, if it was a person, was just standing there, facing my door. The lighting was dim, but I could make out enough to feel uneasy. They were tall, unnaturally still, with their heads slightly tilted, like they were trying to listen through the door. I watched for maybe 10 seconds before the feed cut off. No footsteps, no movement, just, gone. I told myself it was a glitch, maybe someone passing by and the camera lagged. I went back to sleep, but not well. The next morning, I checked the footage again. The clip was still there, but it looked different. The figure seemed closer than I remembered, like it had taken a step forward that I hadn't seen the night before. I tried to brush it off, but something about it didn't sit right with me. That night, I made sure my doors were locked, double-checked the windows, and kept my phone next to me. Nothing happened. Or at least, nothing I noticed. But the following night, at 3:02 a.m., another alert came through. This time, I opened it immediately. The same figure was back, standing in almost the exact same spot, but now it was facing directly into the camera. I felt a chill run down my spine because I knew, there was no way it should have known where the camera lens was in the dark. Its face was hard to make out, like it was just slightly out of focus, but I could tell something was wrong. The proportions weren't quite right, like the features were stretched or misplaced. I stared at the screen, frozen, as the seconds ticked by. Then, slowly, it lifted one arm and pointed directly at the door. Not knocking. Not moving closer. Just pointing. I don't know why, but that simple motion terrified me more than anything else. I didn't open the door, obviously. I didn't even move. I just watched until the feed ended again. The next morning, I reviewed the footage, hoping it would look less disturbing in daylight, but it was worse. The figure's arm looked too long, bending at an angle that didn't make sense. And when I zoomed in, the face, it wasn't a face at all, not really. It was like a blurred mask, with dark spots where eyes should be. I considered calling the police, but what would I even say? There's a weird person standing on my porch who disappears without a trace. I knew how that would sound. So instead, I installed another camera inside my living room, facing the front door. I told myself it was just for peace of mind. For 2 nights, nothing happened. No alerts, no movement, nothing unusual. I started to relax a little, convincing myself it had just been some kind of prank or coincidence. Then, on the 3rd night, everything changed. At exactly 3:13 a.m., both cameras triggered at the same time. My phone buzzed so violently it woke me up instantly. I opened the app, my heart already racing, and checked the doorbell feed first. The figure was there again, but this time, it was right in front of the door. Inches away. I could see more detail now, and I wish I couldn't. Its head was tilted too far to one side, almost like its neck couldn't support it properly. The face was still that same blurred, unnatural mess, but now I could see what looked like a smile stretching far wider than it should. Then I switched to the indoor camera. And that's when I stopped breathing. The front door handle was moving. Slowly, gently, like someone was trying not to make noise. I knew I had locked it. I always lock it. I watched in horror as the handle turned slightly, then stopped, then turned again. The door didn't open, but something was definitely trying. I looked back at the doorbell feed, and the figure was no longer pointing. It was leaning forward, pressing its head against the door, like it was listening. Or worse, like it knew I was watching. I don't remember how long I sat there, staring at my phone, too scared to move. Eventually, both feeds cut out at the same time. No glitch, no warning, just black screens. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. As soon as the sun came up, I checked everything. The door was still locked. No scratches, no signs of forced entry, nothing. It was like nothing had happened. But when I checked the footage again, all the clips from that night were gone. Completely deleted. The only thing left was a single, corrupted file from the indoor camera. I tried to play it, and it was just static at first. Then, for a split second, a frame appeared, and I saw my living room. Not empty. Something was standing just inside the door. Tall. Still. Facing the camera. And then the video ended. I moved out 2 days later. I didn't tell anyone the real reason. I just said I needed a change. But here's the part that still keeps me up at night. Last week, I got an email from the app. It said, "New login detected." I haven't used that account since I moved. I shouldn't even have access to that camera anymore. But I opened it anyway. And there it was. A live feed. From inside my old house. The living room looked exactly the same, except for one thing. The camera was now facing the front door from a different angle, like someone had moved it. And the door was slightly open.